just delivered my yarn. I gotta go get it. Hi, I'm glad you're here. This is Tenny. You may see one or two pop up. He's one of my foster fails that I love very much. But before we get into the day, I wanted to do a quick get to know me moment. So I've always gravitated towards slower living. I mean, back when I was 19, 20, I should say 21 because we were going to clubs, but that's a different story for a different time. Back when I was like 19 and 20, and my friends all wanted to go out to clubs, and I went because it was Sunset Strip and it was fun. But I spent at least half the time wishing that I was at home doing my little nerdy crafts. Back in the 90s, I was making beeswax candles and homemade tea bags for your bath, just like everyone else, and I was giving them to everyone as gifts. So I think it's safe to say that I've been, pretty much a granny my whole life, and I'm okay with that. I like learning by doing. I like doing things with my hands, and I really love days that have that slow, gentle rhythm that doesn't feel rushed. So weekends like this, where I'm baking bread and knitting and cooking and preparing for the garden, that's genuinely how I like to spend my time. So today's video is really just a reflection of all of that. So what you'll see in this video, what it includes, my 25%, well, it's 100% bread, but 25% fresh milled flour sourdough. Last time I did 100%, I'm trying to get, or 100% white, and I'm trying to get to 100% fresh milled flour. So I'm gradually going up and observing as we change because I am a scientist and that's what I like to do. So the 25% fresh milled flour baking, I'll do some knitting and, what I'm working on. So knitting that I've done throughout the last couple of weeks. A little bit of garden prep because it's starting to be spring here. It was sunny just a few minutes ago and it's been sunny all day. And as soon as I sat down, it got a little bit gloomy. But, and then I did some cooking during the bulk fermentation part so that I was accomplishing more than one thing at a time. So there are two things that I want to mention before we get into this. But first, as you can tell, I'm going to be glancing at my notes on my iPad. That's really just to keep me on track and make sure that I don't forget anything. And then the second thing is, I don't know, this feels a little bit weird to say, so tell me if it is, but everyone says you should say it. So I don't know if a lot of people realize or not, but when you're a small channel, things like subscribing and liking a video or leaving a comment, they really help in different ways. First, it lets me know if you're enjoying the content. It gives me feedback on what to keep doing or what to change. And honestly, it's a big part of the motivation that keeps me going. I mean, my poor husband is tired of hearing me go, I got another subscriber. Like, I'm so nerdy about it, but I just am so excited to meet all of these people and build this community that I watch every day, as I'm sure every new YouTuber does, but I don't think of them as like another subscriber. I think of them as another person that I get a chance to communicate with. So, but the other thing it does is, well, I think I've told you that. It lets me know if you're enjoying the content and it helps keeping me motivated, but it also helps the channel to grow. So if you're here and you've been enjoying my videos or getting to know me, I really appreciate you subscribing or interacting in any of those ways that I just talked about. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I am so excited you're here, and I appreciate all of you. So welcome back. Let's talk about how this video is going to be structured because it's like different from the beginning to the end. So sorry, I'm getting a little hot. I'm going to put my hair up. Some parts of this video are quiet, and that's on purpose. I don't talk when I'm making the bread or cooking. Well, I do talk to myself, but if I say anything important and you can't hear it, then I will put text up on the screen so that you kind of know what's going on, if it's important, or any observations. But most of the talking happens here during the knitting and like the other couple topics that I'm going to cover that I had mentioned. So the gardening and the cooking and such. So with that, let's jump into the knitting. Well, actually, before that, I do have to laugh for a second because I love watching podcasts where people do their finished objects, their works in progress, works in progress, and what's kind of what's coming next, the yarn they got, all of that. And some of those people can spend 30 to 45 minutes. And I am so impressed by that. And I am so thankful for it because I love sitting it on in the background and listening while I'm knitting along. But my finished object is sock number 3. That's it. One sock. And what I'm working on is the top of sock number 4. And honestly, I can probably wrap this up in about 30 seconds. So, but that's where I am right now as a beginner, and I actually kind of love it. So let me show you. Yes, Tenny, everybody loves you and I love you. Yes, say hi. Say hi. Yes, can I get my stuff? Can I get the, yes, I'll kiss you. There we go. It's okay. Okay. So what my finished objects, my FO. My 3rd sock. I have already blocked this sock. I don't know if everyone else does. I seem to think everyone else would, like me. Like as soon as you finish the one part of it, you've got to know how it turns out. And that's especially true for me. I don't think I can be one of those people that has like 15 projects on the go at the same time, because what keeps me like slogging through when it's, just knit after knit after knit is that finished project, like getting to wear my sock or something like that. So I think for me, finished objects are motivation, and I think that completion is what keeps me learning, because I challenge myself to do something different each time. I think I talked about that in the last video, so I won't go into it here, but this is my 3rd sock. I can show you pictures of me happily blocking it. I'm not sure if I took any with it on. I did try it on. Fits great. I'm really excited about it. So, and then this is my works in progress. Sock number 4, because I've done a pair, so that's 3, this is 4. I'm about 2 inches away of getting into the heel on this one, so we're getting close to the halfway point. Yeah, so you see that. Knitting with kittens, it's quite entertaining. So yes, this is my work in progress, but I have some that are coming up and I'm really excited about that. So my in progress, my whip is my 1/3 of a sock here. So coming up, actually, technically, I think I've had a 3rd project, because I did make a golf club cover for my husband, which he's out golfing and has it with him, so I can't show you that physically. I think I have a picture. If I do, I'll put it up here. And if you can see that on the picture, it has intarsia. So I thought, it's just a little golf club cover, and it was easy. And actually the intarsia wasn't hard, but I hate it. It's not for me. I do not like all the twisting and the tangling and the nervousness. And yeah, that golf club cover was surprisingly harder than my sock. So for the next one, I let my husband pick the colors, but we're getting stripes this time, because I am not interested in doing a second intarsia project, but I let him pick out. So my next work in coming up will be, he picked this, so it's a green cover with bright pink stripes. He likes bright colors, and lucky for him, he can wear them. I cannot, but this was the pattern that I was using before. So this is from Knitting Circle. It was a free pattern and there was a video to follow. So that's how I learned to do it. But this one, I'm going to follow the same thing, but I'm not going to do the argyle there. I'm just going to do stripes. I also learned how to do, shoot, I'm a beginner, so I can't remember the name, where you stitch over the top. I keep wanting to say slip stitch, and I know it's not that. Where you match the stitches on top to create a letter or a number or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but I did learn how to do that. So I did intarsia and that. I liked the other thing that I can't remember what it's called. Getting old or just being new makes it more difficult. But that's going to be a new project. So I will share that as I do it. And it's kind of nice because it only takes a couple of days. Probably somebody else, it only takes a couple hours. But then I'm so excited about this one. Ooh, I shouldn't have laughed. I'm sorry. I'm so excited about this one. It's my very first sweater. I'm going from socks to sweater. I started a scarf again. I made it this far and it's in the drawer again. I think if I'm not being challenged, I just can't do it. So I'm going to be doing the late checkout sweater by Veronica Lindbergh or Kudubakika, because she writes really good patterns, but she also has a video that I can follow along with it. And I ordered the exact yarn that she said because I'm not advanced enough to do anything but follow the rules step by step. So I was so excited. I was going to make a light, like pale blue sweater. And I got my yarn. I got it from Knitting from Olive, but I ordered it and I patiently waited for 2 weeks. And I'm really sad because this doesn't look blue to me at all. I mean, this is tan. It looks gray, and I don't want to make a gray sweater for my first sweater. I mean, look at my socks. I've made 2 pair of pink socks. I like making bright, colorful things. It's funny, I hardly ever wear anything but tans and grays, but here I am wearing this light pink sweater. But that was my fault because it says squarely online they may not look the same, even though I looked at it in like 15 different screens and on multiple different web pages, and it looked like a pale blue to me, and it's called soft blue. But this straight up looks gray to me. The description says a blue with slight gray undertones. I would say this is a gray with maybe a blue undertone, but it's not their fault. They were really great. I reached out to them and said, I don't want to send it back because I got it from Denmark, but what can I add to it so that I get a light blue sweater? And I realize I'm gonna have to buy more yarn, so I'm gonna have to have enough to make 2 sweaters. So a light blue sweater and a light green sweater, because I'm using 1 strand of the merino and 2 strands of the soft silk mohair. So it's 3 strands together, and I realized that what I can do is get a different color of soft silk mohair to go with this and create the light blue. So I ordered the ice blue soft silk mohair to make this blue. And then I'm anxiously waiting right now. Like, I have already been out to the mailbox like 3 times, even though I know when they come, to see, I ordered the mohair from Knitting for Olive, so that's going to take a couple weeks, but I was too impatient, and I ordered the merino also because it's a smaller quantity from Woolen Company, and I got soft artichoke. And if I do soft artichoke in the merino and then this, I think I'll get like a nice pale green. So I'm like anxiously awaiting that. But in the interim, let's not speak what we're doing now. In the interim, because I was so impatient and I wanted to get started, I did do my swatches. So I did my set of swatches. Where are you, little swatches? Oh, Kitty's tried to run off with them. At first, I did like my first 2 swatches with 2 different needle sizes, and I did them on 5mm like the pattern calls for, and I was at 20 stitches per inch, and I needed to be at 17. And I don't know why I thought this, but I thought there was no way that 20 stitches could go to 17 stitches even with blocking, even though this is 2 types of animal fiber. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just lightly sprayed that and didn't really block it. So I tore those 2 out because I was at 20 and then like 14. So they were not right. And then I realized, oh, I probably should block, but I didn't want to reblock, like redo both the swatches. So what I did was trying to save yarn. I really should have just bought extra balls of yarn, one of each. So I think this one is 5.5 millimeter, and I did just straight knitting, and then, oh, come here, baby. Oh, was there a step off there that you didn't know about? I'm sorry, baby. This is Zinnia. This is Tenny's sister. I have states or places for boys and flowers for girls. This is Zinnia. She's a little, that was probably scary, huh? I'm sorry, baby. There wasn't anything under there. Yeah, move slowly. Okay, so I did straight and in the round. And luckily for me, my straight and in the round are exactly the same, so I don't need to adjust there. I think because I'm a tight knitter, so the gauge of the needle actually sets my gauge of the stitch, and I don't know how good that is because I probably knit too tightly, and we'll see how that goes on this. But I did 5 millimeter, and then this one I did 5.5 millimeter, and I did one, it's actually this one, this is the 5 millimeter. I did 6 millimeter on the top here just to check and see. And guess what? When I blocked them, the 5 millimeter was just perfect. So I could have stopped after that first swatch had I blocked from the beginning. And I've learned a lesson that blocking can drastically change your stitch number. Like not just one stitch or something. I mean, on certain things, like I think other fibers it might. Yes, are you excited? Yeah, just get up. Okay. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. You know we've got scratching posts all over this house. But this is a PSA for do your gauge swatches. But now I'm excited because when my yarn gets here, I'll be ready to just start, unless someone tell me if changing the color drastically changes anything. That would be really sad, but I don't want to do a 5th gauge swatch. But yes, so I think that's it. I have yarn to do 2 sweaters now, which is perfect for me. I'm not going to be a person that has like 15 works in progress going at the same time. I can't, because I feel like you do a bunch of things and never get any of them done, and I need the finished project. But I am okay with having one small project and one big project going at the same time, and I consider that my husband's golf club cover a small project. So I'm okay with doing that. But so I'll keep sharing my knitting as I go. If I get any exciting new yarn or works in progress or just whatever I'm working or learning along the way, I am going to track my sweater. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, I'll be a complete beginner. I've knit 3.3 socks as my entire knitting experience, and maybe 5 gauge swatches now. So before we move on, I do want to share something that has meant a lot to me. I think of this as a little community moment, we'll call it that, because one thing that surprised me since starting this is how inspired I felt by people who are either learning alongside me or learning ahead of me, or actually, I mean, there are a few people that are, you know, starting from scratch. So I've felt really inspired by other people on YouTube. And one of those people is Erin with an E. She said in one of her last videos that she's been a granny since she was born. And that really stuck with me because it realized how long I've been drawn to this, and hence my story earlier about being a granny. She's the one that really inspired me that. But I love watching her like learn and go along, because I just get so excited for her, because it's so new to me too, that I know how she feels when she's like, yay, I did this. So Erin, if you see this, I am really inspired by watching you, and I'm glad that I got to find you. Another creator I've been interacting with is Erica, and I'm sorry, Erica, if I say this wrong, Mackie or Macy. She's this beautiful redhead in Scotland, and we've been communicating back and forth kind of since my beginning of this. And that back and forth is what reminded me like how real this can feel, and how you can actually start to feel like you're making friends, even just across the world in this small corner of YouTube. So, and then there's Josie Violet Knits, who I just recently found, but she's inspired me in a different way, and it's probably why I'm doing a sweater. She started knitting about a year before I did, and just watching her take on jumping into challenging project after challenging project. I'm saying challenging for a beginner, right? So unlike me, my first project was socks. Her first project was a sweater. And I feel like it's kind of the same mindset of I'm just going to learn how to make what I want to make. And just watching her like grow along, because I'm a year behind, so I just found her, so I get to see her, kind of in fast time what I'm doing. So it makes me excited for where I'll be next year. But she's made me feel more confident, and she's kind of given me the courage to try more hard things. So if you ever see this, then Josie, thank you. My sister's name's Josie, so I love that. But yeah, so those are just a few of the examples. I have many actually, but that kind of shared learning and encouragement is really what I hope to build here. There's others that I talk with regularly. There's ongoing conversations that mean so much to me. They're a big part of why this feels more than like just posting videos. And honestly, all of that shared learning and encouragement just makes me excited to keep trying new things. So thank you for everyone that's out there. You're inspiring me in more ways than you know. I'm watching a squirrel on the tree out there. I love spring when everybody becomes active. I actually took some videos that I'll try to put up earlier. Speaking of that, with spring starting to show up here in Tennessee, you can already see, you can't see from there, but I'll take pictures. The first set of flowers coming up. I love that. I'm one of those people that I used to struggle with sad. I actually did pretty well this year. And I think Erica was saying how having something that you're learning and doing helped her. And I think it helped me too. So very good point on that. But that excitement of spring and everything naturally turns into me thinking about my garden. So I have been starting to plan and get ready. I am late again as usual. You wouldn't think that because 2 weeks ago we were in like a massive freeze that Tennessee is not seen in a long time. But these flowers popping up, they're what always reminds me, you better get started, because your brassicas like broccoli, cabbage, lettuce, all those kind of things. We get cabbage looper caterpillars here, and they just decimate it. I even put a screen over mine and they were still decimated last year. And I don't like using harsh chemicals in my garden. So I even tried planting them their own little garden, and they still made their way into my garden. But I'm thinking if I start earlier, then it might be too cold for them. And I might at least get one head of broccoli. I got a piece of broccoli this big out of 12 plants last year. So I cut that in half, and my husband and I each had a bite. So, but it's February in Tennessee and it's already getting warm. I mean, our AC turned on like 6 times last week, and one of them was at 10 o'clock at night. It was 78 degrees in our bedroom, which is probably, that's about as high as I can manage it. 76 is like my limit for sleeping. So, but I'm going to start my cold weather crops. So last year I put a whole bunch of effort into organizing all of my seeds. It's actually very cool. I have 3 of these binders. I have a lot of seeds. The year before I put in raised beds and the dirt. And then last year I did on organizing my seeds, and I put in a drip system. So I feel like I've arrived at my garden stage. And if I don't get anything out of it, I'm going to be really sad. But I created these binders. I started with one. It wasn't enough to hold all my seeds. But inside of them, I have, different things to store stuff. And I did it in alphabetical order. So like this one has greens, leafy greens, herbs, lettuce, muskmelon, onion, peas. So I did an alphabetical order. but I need to start going through these and pulling out some seeds to start this week. So I might show a little bit of me going through my seeds, but we don't need to talk about it right now. But so next time we'll see how those seeds do and potentially start getting out into the garden. I'll show you a few pictures of how bad it looks right now, but I like to leave my plants from the previous year out there. One, because as they start to break down, they're good for the soil. But two, they feed the critters throughout the winter because I leave like the last round on there that got, caught by frost. But those plants also drop down into the soil. And last year I had like 8 volunteer basil plants and 12 volunteer tomato plants. And if you're a volunteer in my garden, you get to stay. Like those are the hardiest plants you can get. So I think by letting those drop and the, like the squirrels and the birds coming through and eating, it kind of gives me a head start on the garden. Those are always the first ones that get planted without me doing anything. So my garden looks like it looks really bad at this time of year. I'll show you a picture of some of it. But I do need to start clearing that out. And like I said, I got some seeds planted, but I need to plan for other seeds because it's already February and you can put stuff out in the garden in March. I'm already 4 weeks behind probably. I should have planted in January, like seeds indoors, because it says 6 weeks before. And in 6 weeks, it's going to be plenty warm. So yeah, next time we'll see how these seeds do and start maybe getting into the garden depending on how the weather is. But now let's move on to the sourdough portion, kind of the last portion of this. So I mentioned my last loaf, I did 100% white bread flour. This time I'm doing 25% fresh milled flour. And I don't think that as a percentage, that's not enough to change anything structurally. Well, I thought that before I was doing it. It's been baked now and I'm talking to you after the fact, so I can tell you how it went. But I didn't think it was going to change anything structurally, so I didn't make any changes to the recipe because I was going to fresh milled flour. I did do the same 2 changes I did on my control, which is add a little bit more water. Very important for fresh milled flour because it will be drier. And that is one of the things I noticed is that even with my, what did I do? 10%? I don't know. I went from 67 to 75 to 80% hydration. And had I not, I could tell by feeling it that it would have been too dry. So that extra water was really good. And then I always add a little extra salt. And I know that people say the salt can slow fermentation down, but my starter has been pushed to the brink so many times that it works just fine no matter where I put the salt. So, things that I was watching for while I was doing it, like I said, was just how the dough felt. It still felt silky smooth, but it did feel a little less smooth than the last one. Not surprising. Like I said, the hydration, I definitely needed to be the higher one. And then the other cool thing, and I think this is a good tip, if you need to make sourdough bread fast or you just don't want it to take 2 days, add 25% to 50% fresh milled flour. My 100% white bread flour took 3.5 hours, even with my 82-degree incubator, to do the bulk rise. And even then, I think I was slightly under. This one was over doubled in size at 2 hours. So those little yeasties and bacteria just love the fresh milled flour. So they eat that stuff up so fast. And that's another reason why I switched to a stiff starter, because I was going through flour so fast, whereas the stiff starter slows all of that down. But yeah, so I think it turned out great. I was hoping for it to be a little more sour. It was more sour than the other one. I think that I'm going to like 50% even better because I think it'll be a little more sour. It wasn't so sour that you really noticed it. And I really like sourdough bread. The other thing that you'll see in this part is kind of how I spent time waiting during fermentation. So you'll see some of my knitting. And then I decided to make dinner during the bulk fermentation, and I just used what I had on hand. So there's no recipe for this. This was just some chicken breast, some olives, some capers, some lemon juice, some garlic and onion, and some jasmine rice. And I just sauteed that up real quick and then put it in my Dutch oven and put it in the oven to bake, kind of to cook the rice and the chicken at the same time. I'm calling it my Greek lemon olive chicken, and it was really good. Like, I will definitely be making that again. So I don't have a recipe, but if anybody really wants it, let me know in the comments and I can probably write something out. I cook by feel, but I know about what I used for everything so that it would turn out for someone else. So like I said, that part is just going to be a nice, quiet, slow cook and bake along with me. So next time, like I said, I'll move to the 50% fresh milled flour. That will probably mean making a few adjustments, so that might be a little bit more in depth. But from here, it's just going to be a quiet bake, cook, and knit along. So thank you for being here. Enjoy. Want me to get that out of the way? Yeah. They just delivered my yarn. I gotta go get it. Let's go see Zinni. Let's go get the yarn. I have to go down 3 flights of stairs, so excuse me. Let's go get our yarn, Zinni. Yay! Yay, little girl. Come on. Let's go get it. Let's see how it turns out. What we have, baby. Yay! I'm so excited to see this. This means that I get to start my sweater. Oh, I'm so excited. Gardening and sweater. There could be no better thing for me. I promise I will finish you, little sock, and then I'll make the other one. Okay, let's see. This is my soft artichoke. Make a light green sweater because I don't want to make a gray sweater. Oh, that's really pretty. You can tell I like greens. Oh, that's so pretty. I hope it looks good with this. Like held. Like, I hope it doesn't get like absorbed up with these. I'm gonna have to knit a fast little swatch. I don't know if I'll get a swatch done in time to show for this, but that'll be in the next video, what my swatches look like with the green. And so this one will go with the soft silk mohair, and then the gray that I have will, or the soft blue that I have will go with the ice blue. So thank you, baby. Knitting with kittens. It's great fun. Yes, I thank you. Oh, it's so pretty. Look. It's probably good that it's going to be a little bit lighter because I can look a little bit green. I don't know. I'm really excited about it. Yay! I'm going to start. So that will definitely be coming. Okay, back to my seeds. Ooh, I'm like so anxious to start this. I want to drop everything and do it, but I can't do that. Oh, I need some tea. Thirsty. I'm excited. I took some pictures. The parsley, the thyme, and the sage and rosemary. The parsley is coming up through, and I think a couple carrots from last year. But we'll put this in the pile. I will be using hard red wheat as my fresh flour. I just have a lot of this on hand. I get it from a place called Farmer's Storehouse here in Tennessee, and I know its quality and that it's organic and no glycophosphates or anything like that. So.
Must have come a long way when you landed on my lap. Barely made the rooftop with your number in the air. Probably I was just a pit stop in your plans, but we get along. alone. Turns out you were not that scary once I met you up close. Oh, we get along, we get along. Maybe none of us were even half as bad as we had thought. Must admit I was a bit wary from the start. With the buzzing and the pirouettes, the closer it got. What if you came here to put me on the spot? I was in the wrong. Some may call it make-believe, but off this one I'm sure. I heard it when I leaned in human. Little did I know when I woke today that I would make a friend. Had you flipped when I came crashing, I'd be aiming somewhere else. But we get along, we get along. Turns out you were not that scary once I met you up close. Oh, we get along, we get along. Maybe none of us were even half as bad as we had thought. Who knew someone big could feel so much for someone small?
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover
dug through my pantry, and this is what I have. This is the basket I made. It's not quite done. I have to finish the lashing. And we have this little bit to go. But it was late, so we quit. Lemon juice. I have some, these are actually from Greece. I brought them home with me. Chicken stock. Different herbs. Jasmine rice. Some onion. And some garlic.
Constant learning to flow. All the unknown lemons thrown may look different from what you've dreamed. Colors and contrast making it art. What if happy can be built?
I don't know if these have pits or not.
Tuning
They do.
into all that's good. Lucky I learned what lemons can do. Lucky they let me here with you. Lucky. Ain't it funny? Thought I was lacking. Then I realized all is within. Are your thoughts friend or foe? It's your choice which way you go. What if happy can be built? Tuning into all that's good. Lucky I learned what lemons can do. Lucky they let me here with you. May I have peace to accept what I can't change. Courage to change the things I can. Wisdom to know the difference. May I have peace to accept what I can't change. Courage to change the things I can. got nowhere to be, just a slow dance with the summer heat. The world outside can't wait a few, 'cause right now we got nothing else to do. The sun is peeking through the cotton white blinds, your hands still tangled up in mine. Feet on the wall, your head on me, floating easy. We got nowhere to be, got nowhere to be. Your hair's a mess, but you don't mind. You just laugh, let it fall where it likes. Coffee's cold, but we take a sip, talk about nothing, let the morning slip. Oh, it feels like that, like summer air through window cracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer sun on quiet tracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer rain that falls so slowly on the naked skin upon your back. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that, feels like that. Yeah, it feels like that. Na 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 na. Feels like that. Oh, it feels like that, like summer air through window cracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer sun on quiet tracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer rain that falls so slowly on the naked skin upon your back. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that, feels like that. Yeah, it feels like that. Na 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 na. Feels like that.
this beautiful neighborhood that has this lovely green belt behind all the houses. And sadly, somebody bought that hill over there and chopped down every single tree. And our little lake, tiny lake, but it feeds this year-round creek, has that house